Now over to John.
Get ready to tee it up. Golf's premier event, the U.S. Open, will be held in June when it visits Marion Golf Club outside of Philadelphia. To help celebrate America's most prestigious golf championship, the United States Golf Association has authored a new book, Great Moments of the U.S. Open, celebrating the accomplishments of U.S. Open champions, sharing their inspirational stories, and chronicling the extraordinary circumstances that each of those winners faced. Joining us this morning from the Usga Museum in New Jersey is one of the authors of that book, Michael Trussell. Michael, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, tell us about the idea of this book and where it came from.
Sure. Well, this is a big year for the U.S. Open. 100 years ago, Francis Ouimet won the U.S. Open back in 1913, and it was probably the most significant moment in American golf history. He beats two guys, Harry Vardon and Ted Ray, two of the best players of the time from Britain. And Ouimet is a 20-year-old amateur, lived across the street, grew up caddying at the country club in Brookline. He goes out and wins. Birdies the 71st hole, forces a playoff with those guys, beats him in the playoff the following day in a driving rainstorm. But the significance of that is that it really was, he was America's first golf hero. He inspired generations of players who came after him, like Bobby Jones and Walter Hagen. And in the decade after Ouimet won, more than 2 million Americans picked up the game. So certainly a big anniversary there. And then this year we're going back to Marion Golf Club, as you had mentioned, just outside Philadelphia. A lot of history, of course, at that course as well.
Michael, going to be a great tournament for sure. What are some of the more unique U.S. Open stories that you've placed in the book?
Well, I think there's a few of them. A lot of people know the bigger stories, the bigger names, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, those guys that have won. But what we tried to do is bring out some hidden gems as well. Billy Burke won in 1931. He played 72 holes, the normal U.S. Open championship, had to go to a playoff, and played 72 more holes in a playoff. 144 holes in 6 days. Pretty amazing.
Certainly a tournament steeped in history. Tell us about Ben Hogan a little bit, that 1950 Open, when he almost died in that car crash and came back to win the whole thing.
Yeah, so with the Open going back to Marion this year, a lot of people are talking about Ben Hogan. And in February 1949, Hogan was involved, as you mentioned, in a near-fatal car crash. Was with his wife driving on a road in Texas. A doctor said he may not even walk again, never mind play golf. But Hogan was able to persevere, walked within months, was playing tournament golf within a year, went to 1950 at Marion, and played very well. Came to the 18th hole, tied for the lead, hit his iconic one-iron shot onto the center of the green, two-putted for par, and then won the playoff the following day. So really one of the most inspirational comebacks in golf history.
One iron. I wish I had one of those in my bag. Michael, what makes the U.S. Open so special? Really, it's that anybody can qualify and get into that tournament, right?
Well, I think that's what makes it so great. It's the most democratic championship out there. It's open to anyone. There are no age limitations. This year we got a new record, over 9,800 entries from all 50 states, District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and 73 countries. So it really doesn't matter. When I grew up playing golf, you drop a ball on a putting green at the course I grew up playing and say, this putt's for the U.S. Open. And that's what makes it so enticing. The fact that really anyone can get in there if they have the skill and the determination.
Exactly, and Jack Nicklaus actually wrote the foreword to that book. So where can our viewers go to get more information on it and find that book?
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus, great four-time U.S. Open champion. Honored to have him write the foreword for the book. So viewers can go to www.usga.org to get signed copies, and then Amazon and Barnes & Noble online as well.
Sounds like a great read. Michael, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
John, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. More Low Country Live coming up right after the break. Stay with us.